Okay, so there's a lot going on in the Russia-Ukraine war, and the mainstream media spins it one way, independent journalists spin it another. I have with me today Colonel Douglas McGregor to get to the bottom of what's really going on and filter that through a brilliant military mind. Colonel McGregor, thank you so much for being on today's show.
Sure.
So over the weekend, President Biden confirmed to Ukraine and the other G7 nations that the United States would be offering F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine. How wise or dangerous is this move?
Well, your viewers naturally have seen the president state initially what he would not send, and then subsequently backtrack down the line and say, I will send it. I think that we're seeing this happen again with fourth generation aircraft, the F-16. The truth of the matter is the reason he keeps backtracking is that things in Ukraine get worse. Ukrainians are losing more soldiers. Their infrastructure is being destroyed. They're in very bad shape. And so under the circumstances, what you refused to send previously, you now send as a matter of desperation. The problem with the F-16 is twofold. First of all, I don't know how many people they're going to find to fly this anytime soon. Now, what has always concerned me and should concern Americans is the predisposition to put American pilots into those aircraft and fly them in support of the Ukrainians. Now, undoubtedly, that would be a question of calling for volunteers or bringing someone who's recently retired back to do it. The problem with that is that these are then mercenaries, and they are not covered under the Geneva Convention. In other words, they're simply fighters for hire. And that's a serious problem. What do you do if you lose one of these aircraft? And then finally, I think as things get worse, and they're very bad now, and they're only going to get worse, we're back to the temptation to find ways to intervene in Western Ukraine. As it becomes clear this Ukrainian state apparatus is collapsing. And remember, we own it. We pay for everything. We own the government. We're keeping the economy going. We're paying the troops, the bureaucrats, everything. So once that weakens, the whole thing is going to fall like a house of cards. So I worry that someone will say, well, let's go in, with our own forces. The Russians wouldn't dare to challenge us. And of course, they're wrong. I think for many Russians who are extremely angry with us and the terrible damage that we have caused them by turning Ukraine into this platform for attack against Russia, they would welcome the opportunity to crush any U.S. forces that intervened, or for that matter, any NATO forces that did. So I hope we put that out of our minds, but I worry about that.